asked to name all of the creatures in the garden. You may eat of the fruit of the trees and of the fruit of the fields, but you may not eat of the fruit of the tree on the far side of the hill. Adam, wake up!
Just give me 5 more minutes.
Adam, wake up!
Name the creatures. Well, I might as well get it all over with. I, Adam, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby name all you creatures flying around up in the sky, flyers. And all you creatures crawling around down here, I name crawlers. And you creatures swimming around down there, I name swimmers. And your growlers, and your hoppers, and oh my, there are thousands of them. I better start making notes or I'll get everything all mixed up. First day, Adam time. Note. Today I named the swimmers, crawlers, growlers, flyers, and hoppers. Further note, there are creatures here of every conceivable kind, but I, Adam, am the sole and single man. Ah, single. That word has a nice open ring to it. Ah! Oh! What now? I'll name it later.
Sunlight, hummingbirds, lions. Where am I? What am I? Oh, well, whatever I am, I'm certainly a beautiful one. It's peculiar, but I feel like an experiment. In fact, it would be impossible to feel more like an experiment than I do. Then am I the whole experiment? No. I don't think so. We'd better start making notes right away. Some instinct tells me these details are going to be important to the historian someday. Saturday, June 1st. Note. I arrived feeling exactly like an experiment. Around me there is an incredible profusion of the most delightful objects. So many creatures, so many things. Each wondrous object is beautiful and striking. And I see nothing that isn't to my liking. Here in Eden, there's plums and peaches, and pears and grapes, so ripe and juicy and utterly inviting. I find the apples especially exciting. Here in Eden. As for me, I can see I was meant to rejoice in the round, vibrant sound of my own voice. It's all so perfect and so ideal
That's a swimmer.
A pickerel.
Swimmer.
Pickerel.
Swimmer.
What's this?
A clod?
Well, if you don't throw that pickerel back, I'm going to clod you right out of that tree.
Wait!
Oh, and don't you ever do that again, you bully. I'm warning you.
Second day, Adam time. Note. I'm worried. That new creature keeps hanging around and following me. However, I believe I've disguised myself so cleverly, it probably thinks I've left the garden.
I must talk to you.
About what?
I just like to talk. Don't you like to talk?
Not particularly. Go away. Go away.
Please come down. There is something, and I think it's immensely important.
Why?
Well, will you come down?
All right. I think I'm stronger than you.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
About us.
Stay over there. What's us?
Oh, it's a name I thought of. It means you and me.
What's so important about us?
I think we've both been put here for a great and noble experiment.
I told you to stay over there.
Sorry.
Go on.
What?
I said go on.
Oh, as I was saying, I think I'm the main part of this experiment, but you have a share in it too.
Well, that's very generous of you. And what makes you think that you and I have anything in common?
Well, for one thing, you're the only other animal that can talk.
Well, so how much you know? So can that flyer up there.
Where?
In that tree?
Oh, you mean the parrot? Oh, I didn't know parrots could talk.
Well, you can. And why do you call it a parrot?
Well, because it looks like a parrot.
Well, not to me it doesn't. Looks like a loudmouth fat beak.
Nevertheless, it's a parrot.
And what makes you so certain?
Well, I just happen to have this talent. The minute I set eyes on an animal, I know what it is. I don't have to think. The right name comes out by inspiration. So far, you're the only exception.
What's that?
Horse,
That.
cow,
That.
zebra,
That.
elk,
That.
goat,
That.
lion,
That.
duck.
You're guessing.
I'm not guessing. Those are their names because
That's what they look like.
Yes.
How old are you?
2 days.
You'll never make it to 4.
Oh, you're actually feeling.
Ridiculous.
Oh, I have. I can tell. I'm so sorry.
Well, don't be. And anyway, I can't waste any more time around here. I have to go empty the 4-pronged white squirter.
How?
Thank you very much.
Somehow we got off on the wrong foot. I seem to aggravate it. I think it's a reptile. But I do wonder what it's for. I never see it do anything. Nothing interests it except resting. It's a man. Oh, if it is a man, then it isn't it, is it? No, it should be nominative he, dative him, possessive his'n. Oh, I think that's right. Oh, it gets harder and harder to concentrate ever since I met the reptile. Just thinking about him gives me the most distracting sensations. Feelings are toppling over feelings I do not understand. And I am more than slightly worried that they are getting out of hand. Sometimes they happen in my stomach, sometimes they happen on my skin. What is the name of this condition that I am in? If I'm objective and observant, if I can keep an even keel, I'll be the first to pin a name to what I'm the very first to feel. Saturday, June 4th. Special note. I believe I finally discovered something that will interest him. It happened while I was trying to bore a hole in one stick with another stick.
What's that?
What does it look like to you?
Pink dust?
Its name is fire.
How did it come?
I made it.
What are those?
Fire coals. Nothing interests him. I am the first to face this problem. I am the first to have this dream. How can I harness his attention? How can I harness his attractive? Should I do something with my hair? Is there some tidbit that will please him? What should I wear? What is the source of this congestion that I must learn to rise above? Is there a name for this condition? Yes, there's a name, and it is hell!
6th day, Atom time. The naming goes recklessly on. The new creature gets to name everything before I can put in a word of protest. And always on the same pretext. Says, it looks like the thing. Take the great waterfall, for instance. The finest thing in the garden, I think. The new creature called it Niagara Falls. Why? Says it looks like Niagara Falls. Now that's not a reason, that's pure waywardness and imbecility. And another thing. I'm not used to anything coming up so close to me. Makes me feel hampered and somewhat anxious. Cloudy today, wind in the east. I think we'll have rain. We. Where did I get that word? Oh. Well, I don't care about we because me am going to build a dry top.
Good morning. What are you doing? Can I help? Are you hungry?
Where did you get that?
What?
Spit that out. Give me that.
From that tree.
You didn't get it from the one over the hill?
No, positive. I don't understand.
Those apples are forbidden.
Why?
If we eat those apples, something terrible will happen.
What?
I don't know.
Maybe we should just go find out.
You stay away from that tree, you numbskull.
My name happens to be Eve.
I have no objections.
In the future, kindly use my name when you wish to speak to me or when you wish to call me. That's what it's for.
Then it's superfluous.
Superfluous? Oh, what a beautiful word. And it's so large. Oh, I'm proud of you. Really, I am. Superfluous. I don't think I've ever used it. Where did it come from?
I don't know. I just kind of made it up. I was standing here looking at you and I said, it looks superfluous.
I am not an it. I'm a sheep.
Well, I wish she would go play with the other animals, and I wish she would stop talking so much, because me have work to do.
Can't I help?
No. She'd only be superfluous.
I think I felt a drop.
It's starting to rain.
Oh, may I come in?
It's crowded.
Oh, I don't mind.
I mind.
Why do you hate me so much? I'm a very interesting person, and if you'd only talk to me nicely, I could be twice as interesting.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yes, you are. You're raining too.
I'm crying.
Sunday, June 9th. She keeps filling up the hut with rubbish, like flowers and plants. And not only is it overcrowded, it's loaded with ants. She is definitely too intrusive, a nuisance, and yet she's an interesting creature. This She's developing a strange new habit, which doesn't make sense. She's forever reaching out to touch me, which makes me feel tense. She is definitely quite eccentric, a numbskull, and yet she's an interesting creature. This colors drive her absolutely crazy. The gold of the sun, the purple of the hills, the crimson-colored clouds in the skies. When I say this is sentimental hogwash, foolishness, she simply sighs. When I'd rather be alone and resting, then she comes around and invariably starts describing some wonder she's found. She invariably gets my backup, yet invariably I perceive she's an interesting creature. This once I saw her standing on a hilltop, her head tilted back, the sunlight on her face, gazing at the flight of a bird. And suddenly I saw that she was beautiful, beautiful. Yes, that's the word. There are animals around this garden more soothing than she, but there's nothing in the whole of Eden more pleasant to see. If she'd only learn to keep her mouth shut 1 minute at a time, why, I believe I couldn't possibly enjoy just watching this curiously interesting creature called it's unbecoming and ridiculous, and I want you to take it off this instant.
I thought it would please you.
How could it please me to see you walking around covered with rubbish?
Rubbish? Flowers, rubbish? These beautiful creatures that catch the smile of God out of the sky and preserve it, rubbish? Does everything have to be useful? Don't you care about anything except thumping those melons? Oh, Adam, we've been given a world full of wonderful secrets and mysteries. There's so much to learn. Oh, to see everything and know everything. Why, that might take us weeks. How can you be so narrow?
I have lots of interests. It just may surprise you to learn that only yesterday I invented something completely new.
Oh, Adam, what?
Humor. Does that word puzzle you? I thought it might. Allow me to explain. Yesterday, I was sitting by the path that leads to the cornfield when I happened to notice this yellow clucker, and I... All right.
Well, it looks like a chicken.
All right. I happened to notice this chicken. For a long time, it walked slowly back and forth, hesitating. Then suddenly, it zipped across the path. And I said to myself, why did that chicken cross that path? And then I thought, to get to the other side! It's the world's first joke! Can't you see the humor in it? I guess you had to be there. And I'm going there.
Adam, don't you want to hear my wonderful idea?
No.
Oh, Adam.
All right, what is it?
Well, I've been thinking. We're different from anything else on Earth, and our home should be different.
Thought it was.
Well, today I thought that the grass around our hut should be different from all the other grass.
Different how?
Shorter.
How could it be shorter unless it was cut? Monday, June 10th. I finally discovered the reason for the week, to rest up from Sunday. This relentless pursuit of improvements is making me feel more hampered and bothered than ever. And what's truly puzzling is the more time we spend together, the closer we get. And the closer we get, the more anxious it makes me. Well, anyway, there's one bright spot. She's taken up with a snake now. And you see, the snake talks, which allows me a little time to myself to rest. Oh, she's also taken to spending a great deal of time by the pond. I don't know why.
Look at you. Look at me. How much more alike could two girls be? Here we stand, sisters and friends. When I speak, you speak too. And when I am silent, so are you. That's the test of two best friends. When my life is hard to bear, then I run to see you there. And my heart blooms, your face beams. Nothing is as awful as it seems. We're such dear, more than mere friends.
Eve fell in the pond yesterday. She damn near strangled. She said it was so cold and uncomfortable in there that she felt sorry for the fish. So yesterday she got a lot of them out and brought them inside. And she put them in my bed to keep warm. those fish go back to the pond.
Oh, but it's so uncomfortable in there.
Eve, I've been watching those fish off and on all day, and they don't look any happier than they were in the Just quieter.
But Adam.
I don't want them in my bed. They're clammy.
Oh, please.
Eve, I want you to put them back. You understand me?
Yes, Adam.
All right, then.
Where are you going?
Somewhere where I can be by myself.
Where?
Over the falls.
Oh, not in that leaky tub. Oh, Adam, I wish you would.
Eve, this has nothing to do with you.
Oh, it makes me shudder. It's not safe.
Well, I like it. It's cool, and I like the plunge.
I can't tell you how much it frightens me. I can't bear it.
And I can't bear this everlasting complaining. First you complained because I went over the falls in a barrel. So I made a tub. Did that satisfy you? No. Now you complain about the tub. And if it isn't the tub, it'll be something else. Eve, I won't have it. I don't want to be complained at. I don't want to be clucked over. I don't want to be clung to. I'm going over the falls, and after that, I don't know where I'm going. So don't wait for me.
Adam, will you bring me back some of those hollyhocks that grow by the falls?
I hate flowers!
And on days when he withdraws, I'm less lonely now because if I should need sympathy, you would never turn your back on me. I have you who needs two friends. Wait, don't go away!
There's no one there, Eve.
What? Oh, hello, Snake.
There's no one there.
Oh, there is still my friend's there, and she'll be back.
No, that is a reflection. You see, when waves of one sort traveling through one medium encounter another medium through which they travel at a different rate, some of the energy is reflected back into the first medium, thereby creating the exact but opposite image of the luminous source. And it is that image that is focused on the retina.
I don't believe you.
Well, it is so. Look. Hello, little girl. That is not me. That is not my brother. That is me.
And I have no one. No friend. Nothing.
What about Adam?
Oh, he doesn't even like me. He thinks I'm a numbskull, which I am. So how could he like me? Oh, I wish I were educated like you.
Would you really like that?
Oh, yes.
Well, nothing could be easier, my dear.
How? How?
You know that apple tree on the far side of the hill?
Forbidden fruit.
Forbidden fruit? Who says?
Adam.
Apples are not the forbidden fruit in this garden. It's chestnuts.
Chestnuts.
Not literally. Figuratively, chestnuts meaning old and moldy jokes.
Oh, the thing Adam calls humor.
Exactly. There's your forbidden fruit in this garden.
Chestnuts? I didn't know that. See how ignorant I am?
Listen closely. Let me fill you in about the rich, round, red, ripe, rosy apples you call forbidden fruit. What I'm about to say is confidential, so promise you'll be mute. Because if all the creatures in the garden know, they'll come around like hungry buffaloes, and in no time they'll be young of those precious apples left for you and me. Now in your average apple, you'd expect to find skin, seeds, fruit, and corn, but you will find that these are special apples that give you something more. Why, every seed contains some information you need to speed your education. The seeds indeed of all creation are here.
all forbidden, but I still have qualms.
With every sweet and juicy, luscious bite of this not forbidden fruit, you'll feel your mind expand and your perceptions grow more and more acute. And you can teach him plumbing and philosophy, new techniques for glazing, pottery, woodcraft, first aid, home economy. Madam, Adam will be overjoyed when he becomes aware of your attainments. He'll beam with loving pride, and he will say, "Oh, Eve, you're indispensable. Please don't leave my side." And with your nifty newfound education, you'll relish every conversation. Why, you'll be Adam's inspiration that way. Just an apple a day. Wait and see. Come with me to that tree.
I see animals and birds and flowers, every color, every shape and size, moss and pebbles and a host of wonders, gleaming everywhere I aim my eyes. So if ever I'm attacked by boredom, I'll just open up my eyes and see this diversified, curious, fascinating, bountiful, beautiful, beautiful world. I hear chattering and I hear chirping, whistling, murmuring, and honks and snorts. If I simply take the time to listen, I hear music of 1,000 sorts. So if ever I would rest my eyes, my ears would easily describe to me this diversified, curious, fascinating, bountiful, beautiful, beautiful world. World, thank you very much for all I see, hear, taste, and touch, plus every whiff I sniff. Still, it's possible the day may come when momentarily the world wears thin. If I'm weary of the world outside me, I can always take a good look in. For along with every cloud and cobweb, I'm emphatically a member of this diversified, curious, fascinating, bountiful, beautiful, beautiful world I love. Hey! Hey, you there! Growler! I mean lion! Leave that lamb alone! Stop that! You're gonna hurt him! Oh my God! Oh my God!
There you are. Oh, Adam.
You did it. You did this. You ate the apple, didn't you? The forbidden fruit. I warned you. I warned you to stay away from those apples. Something terrible would happen. And now death has come into the garden.
The snake told me, and he knows everything. In fact, this whole thing is probably your fault.
My fault? I didn't eat any chestnuts.
Well, not those kind of chestnuts. This kind of chestnut is a joke. Have you been making up jokes, Adam? Tell the truth.
Well, I did think of one, but I didn't say it out. Go right ahead. I know what I'm going to do. I haven't eaten all day.
Would you like an apple?
Oh. It's one of those.
They're not forbidden.
I know, but it still goes against my principles. It's not chestnuts, is it?
I have to go.
Eve! Turn your back! Don't you have any modesty at all?
Sorry. Adam,
What?
it looks like rain.
I know. Come on. We'll have to build a new shelter somewhere else. Eve calls this place Tonawanda. You know, it looks like Tonawanda. I found that Eve is a good deal of a companion. I could see I'd be lonesome and depressed without her, now that I've lost my property.
Did you like the baked apples?
Very tasty.
I like to try new things.
I remember when you invented fire. I never thought it would be useful.
That reminds me, how's your multiplication table coming?
I don't know. I get as far as 9 times 7 is 25, and the whole thing falls apart.
You'll get it, dear.
Well, I'm tired.
It's getting late.
Eve, is it my imagination, or have you been putting on some weight? I just got back from a hunting trip up north, and I found that Eve had caught some new kind of animal. Now I could swear that it's a fish, though it resembles us in every way but size. She gives it milk, and every night she picks it up and pets it when it cries. I always knew she pitied fish, but it's ridiculous to make them household pets. She says it's not a fish. I say it is a fish, 'cause it surrounds itself with water almost every chance it gets. Eve, why won't you let me put it in the pond?
I told you it's not a fish.
How will we ever find out what it is if we don't experiment?
I don't care what it is. You keep away from it.
You're standing in the way of science. It's not a fish. Fish never scream. And this one does, though on occasion it says goo. Its legs are long. Its arms are short. So I suspect that it's a kind of kangaroo. And since it came, I pity Eve. She's gotten madder by the minute, and it shows. Just now I said to her that I would much prefer to have it stuffed for my collection, and she punched me in the nose. They're nearly as big as I am now. Abel is a good boy, but if Cain had stayed a bear, it would have improved him. I never know what's coming next. Fire started out of spite. A creature killed without sense or reason. I've come to depend on Eve more than I would have dreamed possible. I used to think she talked too much, but now I'd be sorry to have that voice fall silent, pass out of my life.
Some time back, my boys were fighting, and Cain struck Abel and ran away. Now Cain is gone, and Abel's dead. There's too much stillness in the house.
Are you all right?
Yes. Adam, I've been thinking. I hope that when we die together.
That's a
Oh,
subject
no, wait.
I'd rather...
If one of us must go first, my prayer is that I'm the one.
I don't want to talk about
You're
it.
strong and I'm weak. You're more necessary to me than I am to you.
That's not true.
Oh, yes, it's true. It's always been true.
Listen, I got a good one for you. Why do I always wear brown suspenders?
That's my favorite.
I forgot.
Life without him would not be life. I don't think I could bear it. And yet, if I ask myself why I love him, I find I don't know. It's not on account of his gracious and considerate ways. He's a bit flawed in those respects. I love certain birds because of their song. That hardly applies to Adam. What makes me love him? It's not his singing. I've heard his singing. It sours the milk, and yet it's got
died today. I knew she would, of course. Well, at least her prayer was answered. She went first. Now that she's gone, I realized something I never realized before. I used to think it was a terrible tragedy when Eve and I had to leave the garden. Now I know it really didn't matter at all. Because wherever she was, there was Eve. Now I have to water her flowers. She loved them.